Welcome at a conversation about simultaneously being all with Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator Anita Loos. A place where you can be everything you desire to be. Yes, so welcome everybody. I am so happy and I'm so grateful to have another one of these simultaneously being all conversations because I've been out of order for a couple of weeks due to COVID. So that was really interesting. And I have the pleasure today to talk to Andrea Belluso. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you very much, Anita. Thank you so much. I'm so stoked to be here having this conversation with you.
I am so happy as well. I've been I've been seeing you online for years now. And I remember maybe like 4 years ago that I was signed up for photograph class. It was about shades and all that stuff. And it was so interesting how you and Amanda were showing us what else is possible with photography. So I, for like a few months ago, found out that everything is simultaneously. I know I've been doing access consciousness for years, but still, it was a few months ago that I was like, wait a minute, this is here, but the other possibilities are there too. Like everything is there all simultaneously. So I was wondering, like, what is that for you, in your life, but also with photography? What is it for you to be in the moment simultaneously with everything, not just you, but also your clients?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. When you first asked me to be on this talk, I was like, wow, that is so huge. I don't even know where to start. And I looked at it, and I've been looking at it since you invited me on here, and I've been looking at it and really being present with it, and it has so many different levels for me. Because the class that you mentioned, the Art of Light, I'm actually doing another one soon, and that class Amanda and I started when you were there the first time, and it's something that photography for me is such a gift because it shows us things that we can no longer deny about being us, about choosing every 10 seconds, or not even that, choosing every fraction of a second.
Yeah.
And that is really also showing the simultaneity of everything, because if you have choice in every fraction of a second, and I'm talking, because I compare it to the flash, one of the flashes that I use, for instance, the one in my studio does 80,000 flashes a second. The brain can't even figure out how fast that is. And that, if we go into the being, that flash is actually slow compared to how fast we can change, which actually is not even fast. Is that exactly what you say? It's simultaneous.
Wait a minute. So you're just saying here, like, our being is even, like, that flash is even slow for our being because we're like way faster?
Totally. We're way faster. I speak 5 languages, and a lot of people ask me, so what language do you think in? What language do you dream in? And me, even when I was a kid, I used to answer, well, when I think, or when I'm actually even beyond the thinking, when I'm actually being, it's so much faster. So I don't think in any language. I don't dream in any language. It's just energy that I then translate to words to explain it to you, which you, if you were willing to, you would actually get it without the words too, as a download. And that's instantaneous. So yeah, we are so much faster than we're willing to acknowledge. And the thing for me also with simultaneity is that it's being undefinable.
Yeah.
Because if everything is simultaneous, how can you define yourself as being one thing? People say, oh, so you're a photographer. And I'm like, yes, I do take a lot of pictures, and I do earn my living with it. And I earn my living in a lot of other ways as well. By being a CF, by doing bars classes, by doing body process classes, by doing classes on photography, by doing classes on whatever else. And so that is simultaneous as well. So if you're being totally undefinable, and you're willing to play with whatever is fun for you in every fraction of a second, you know, I didn't take a single picture for 5 years in my life. There was a point
Mm.
where I was completely bored with photography. Uh, uh, and that I discovered why that was, and it's because I was trying to define myself, and I was
Yeah.
trying to find my style.
Yeah.
So a lot of my photographic classes about light, the photographers that attend these classes, and I'm actually, surprised that it's just photographers that attend these classes, because when I talk about light, I'm actually talking about everything.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Light is just a way to make it more understandable, but I'm actually talking about everything.
Yeah, and it's not only for photographers. I mean, I
No,
I
not at all.
joined, and it was one of the most interesting classes that I get to be at. Just because for me, it wasn't even that; it was the energy of what you and Amanda were in
Yeah.
the invitation to come play with
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. Thank you for that acknowledgement. And that's exactly what it is. And we haven't done that class now since, well, it was a couple of years back since we
Yeah.
did. No, actually, no, I'm lying. We did one last year in Mexico.
Oh, really?
And that was fun. And
Yeah.
we're doing it again in a few weeks, in just a few weeks.
Mm,
And it is that because we've discovered so many other things, because Amanda is shooting now as well.
yeah.
And she's amazing.
Mm.
And we started doing these shoots called double shooters, where both Amanda and I take the pictures, and it
Really
does not
interesting.
have any structure.
Yeah.
And what those shoots have revealed, we've only done 3 so far, and what will it take to do more of those, because they're so, wow, they're really potent. And
Yeah.
it's this, it's me being all of me
Mm,
without definition, and it's Amanda being all of her with no definitions. So first of all, there's the contribution, there's the gifting and receiving, and not give and take. It's really gifting and receiving, not
yeah.
only with each other, but with the person we have in front of our camera, with no
Yeah.
point of view of like, and no structure of like, oh, now it's my turn and it's your turn. It's like, there was one shoot where Amanda came up to me and she said, hey, I actually get that there's more of a flow between you and this person. So why don't we keep it that way for a while and just keep it going? And also, I just get that I don't want to take the next shot. And is that okay with you? And I said, wow, yeah, I got exactly the same thing. So let's roll with it. And
Yeah.
just her being present there during that part was amazing.
Yeah,
So
and that's totally where you allow everything to be
yeah,
and to be the greatest they can be
totally.
or even
Uh,
exceed that
yes.
greatness.
Yes, absolutely. Because the thing that happens when I have somebody in front of my camera is that, and it's not just in front of my camera, it's just that the camera is like an amplifier, basically,
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And when I have my camera and I look at you through my camera, I really, yes, your body's there, but I really see your being. I really
Mm,
see your being with no judgment, with no projections, and just
beautiful.
exactly as you are. And I see all the parts where that might be keeping you stuck from being even more of you, because I actually see that more of you that is available. So
Wow.
these shoots, are an invitation for you actually choosing to be more of you. And by looking at your pictures, even during the shoot, even during the process of the shoot, you actually start seeing the you that maybe you have not even seen before.
Yeah, and I get that's the magic part. That's the part where even you like looking with your eyes and you have a photography eye, but still when you get the camera, there comes even more magic available that people are not even aware of, and that comes out in the picture. I saw some pictures of you and it's just simply beautiful. There's a magic in it that yeah, I find really beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the acknowledgement. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not, I'm not, I was having, I just delivered some pictures to Anthony Mattis.
Oh, my friend
I
and your friend.
adore Anthony. I adore Anthony.
Yeah.
So we did this shoot, and we've been shooting before,
Yeah.
and he said he acknowledged my photography, saying, you do an amazing job. And I was
Mm.
like, and I said, well, I actually don't do very much, apart from just inviting you to play. Um, And he said, well, yes, but having your barriers down and that invitation that you be, that is the magic. And I was like,
Mm.
wow, that is, yeah, okay. So I'll acknowledge that too.
Hesitating, but still
Yes,
acknowledging.
hesitating. Can I really do that?
Can I acknowledge it online? Yes, you can, Andrea.
Exactly.
You can. You are magic. Totally. I'm totally um with everything you say in an interview or everything you be online, there is this magic that I've never seen before, and I truly am grateful for that, because what I just said, like, I've been seeing you online for years now. I think even when I started like 5.5 years ago, and it's so beautiful because it's what I see is that it ripples out to the world.
Oh,
It's,
wow.
it's not just
Ah,
you taking pictures and showing these beautiful pictures of beautiful other beings. It's what the pictures ripple out, what your energy with that ripples out, and the inspiration that people gain from it. Because it was really inspirational for me when I saw that you just came in, you just started playing, and you just shoot those pictures. You don't just do it, but you be it. And with that, I saw access change. There was
wow.
a time where you were taking a lot of pictures of beautiful, beautiful beings, and access was changing um, because of that too. And that was really, yeah,
Wow.
contribution.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. And but that's also the simultaneously being all, right?
Yeah.
Because you are like you're shooting pictures of somebody who might not even be really comfortable being on camera. And so if you have your barriers up, they have their barriers up. If you have your
Yes.
barriers down and you just be,
Yes.
you are an energy that invites more of those people, where they
Absolutely.
can, yeah, where they can be more of them, which then you can capture.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that I'm doing I started a thing called Project Redefine Beauty a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that project started because I was, tired of seeing so many people, especially young people, judging themselves, trying to
Mm,
fit in a tiny little box about the definitions of what beauty is.
yeah.
And for me, beauty is just being you with no projections, with no expectations, and with no judgment or separation.
Mm,
That's exactly what it is,
yeah.
because if you don't judge, if you're present, if you have no projections and expectations of anything, then your being shines, and that is the beauty. So anybody can be beautiful, is beautiful,
Mm,
when we don't have any of that,
yeah.
when we're just being us. So
Yeah.
this whole thing is like the project to define beauty, and it's been growing, and I started it, not, yes, for the people in front of the camera, but also for the photographers,
Mm,
to actually change something in the world. Because let's face it, everybody's using pictures, everybody's looking at thousands of pictures every day.
mm,
So the more photographers we have, as it is now, that function from judgment, function from expectations, projections, and all of those things that keep us stuck, what reality, what future are we actually creating with that?
yeah.
So empowering more photographers, and maybe I should have my hopes and dreams bars run more often. I don't know, but I'm just asking, what will it take for more photographers to choose to be that, and inviting more people to the invitation that both Amanda and I be with our cameras. Imagine if more commercial photographers were doing that in advertising, in
Yeah.
magazines, and all of that.
Yeah.
What would the world look like?
Totally. And that's the beauty of it. That's what I get when I started seeing you, that there was this ripple. That was the ripple that was going out to the world. That there's another possibility, not just photograph or take pictures of beautiful, skinny, or maybe more than skinny people. I mean, I'm a big
Exactly.
plus size and I'm really proud of it right now. But
Yeah.
years ago, I was this judgmental person, especially to me, that I was so wrong and I would never ever have had a video like this taken. I would never ever had a picture with my chin on it because that would be too much for me. I could not handle it because of all the judgment and also the judgments that I picked up. But that's what started changing with being on your class, the light class,
Cool.
and also seeing you for what you were trying to, or not even trying, what you were being in the energy. And that's beautiful because if the world would change like that, Andrea, oh my
Yeah.
God. And that's what you're talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 years ago. I won this. I was given this award from the Women's Economic Forum, and normally these awards are only for women. And I was like, "Why? Well, maybe you mistook my name because a lot of people think that Andrea is a woman's name." And they go, "No,
Yeah.
no, no. We know exactly who you are.
Wow.
We would like to give you this award because of the photography that you do, the commercial photography that is actually empowering women rather than suppressing women." Okay, there's a lot of attached points of views with that, fine, but I accepted it and I received that award with great pleasure because they actually saw that the work that I do with being me with my commercial work,
Yeah.
and that's what they were talking about. That's what I received that award for. And because I facilitate all my models before a shoot,
Yeah.
commercial or non-commercial, and I actually facilitate. I don't just facilitate my models. I actually facilitate, or not facilitate, by I ask for contribution from inanimate objects like cars. I
Oh,
had this
wow.
client the first time that I worked for Bentley. Um, I did these pictures and I shot this video, and then the marketing director from Bentley Europe called me when he received the pictures, and he said, "Hey, I'm really glad with these pictures, and I have a question for you because we have internal photographers, and we've been trying to tell them how we build the cars and to capture that in pictures. So, have you spoken to somebody at headquarters to tell you that we do not use force to bend the metal of the cars; we use air?" And because you've captured exactly that. So who have you spoken to that told you that? And I said, okay, well, I'm going to tell you the whole thing. And probably we're not going to work anymore together because you're going to think I'm completely crazy. But I
I
just,
like it.
I just looked at the car and I said, "Hi, car, you're gorgeous.
Ooh.
How would you like to show up in the world? Can you please show me which lights, which light shaping tools, and where to position them to make you as shining and as beautiful and as great as you actually be?"
Yeah.
And then I just felt my body turning towards my light, picking the lights and going, "Oh, you, oh, I didn't expect that. Thank you. Where do you want to be? Oh, here." And the whole thing took just a couple of minutes to set up the whole really complex lighting setup for this car without thinking, just by being and following the energy of the car. And
Yeah.
the car showed me. So I asked the car. The only person or the only being that told me about this was the car, because I just, the first thing that I perceived was that, can you please light me with gentleness? Can we please light me with just a little hints of my shape and not making it blunt?
No.
Can you just use this delicate touch with the light? And that's what I
Oof.
did. And
And
he and the marketing director from Bentley said, "You know what? I think we're going to be working a hell of a lot more together."
ooh. So yay for crazy, right?
Yay for crazy! Yay for out of the box! Yay for being you! And yay
Yeah.
for acknowledging that everything has energy.
Yeah.
Everything and everyone has energy.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the beauty. That's the simultaneously being all. That's the movement of energy that everybody and everything is.
Yes. Yes. And
Beautiful.
regarding that, just that conversation with my client, a big commercial client, how much didn't that create for him?
Yeah.
Just that
Yeah.
conversation.
And for the whole brand.
And for the whole brand. And for the whole brand.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm doing things, and my social media, especially my Instagram, changed a lot in the last few months. Where I'm still posting, behind the scenes pictures and blah blah blah, and what people, photographers especially that follow me, expect. But I changed, and I'm posting a lot more about my access classes, and just
Yeah.
doing personal videos and inspirational things, and and I said it actually in a class for Spanish photographers last Thursday. And I said, hey guys, I mean, if you're expecting for me to do more photographic classes, let me tell you one thing. Photography is 10% technique and 90% energy. And what
Ooh.
I'm putting out there in social media is an invitation for you guys to actually start looking at what have been digging into for years, which is access consciousness, which
Mm.
are the real tools that create not only my photography, but my business, my relationship, my life, and me as the contributor that I desire to be on this planet. Now, if you want to carry on being judgmental, putting people in boxes called your camera that try to fit their being into even tinier boxes than your camera,
Yeah.
go ahead. I don't judge that. That's fine. But if you're attending my courses, if you're still following me after all these years, and you know that you're looking for something more, well, this is it. It's not the
Mm.
lighting techniques. It's more, my classes are more about an invitation for you to discover who you actually be when you're
Yeah.
not judging you, when you're not trying to limit you.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah, thank you for that. And also, what I just heard you say, like the award for women, it's like, yeah, of course, there's a lot of points of view on it, but it doesn't matter because
It
that's the
doesn't matter.
ripple. Have
Yeah.
you acknowledged that that's the ripple that you are creating in this world to get a women's award by being a man in this reality is it's amazing.
And even that, is even the definition. Okay, am I a man? Am I a woman? Well, my
Totally.
body is a male body, but I mean, I'm both.
Totally. But that's what the world doesn't look like. I mean, this reality doesn't look like that. They
No.
go like, okay, it's a women's award, so it should be a woman. But a man from this reality, but a being actually got it. That's really cool because there you are changing reality.
Yeah, thank you for that acknowledgement. Also, because I mean, especially from the Women's Economic Forum, which is a very like very
Yeah,
structured,
stiff. Yeah.
very defined, and whatever,
Yeah.
for them to actually open up and go like, wow, this guy's going to get this award.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, maybe I changed something.
Yeah, well, not maybe. Most definitely. Yeah, that's beautiful. And that's for me, that's the beauty of simultaneously being it all. Because you can say and you know that you are not a man or a woman. You don't have to define yourself that way.
No.
Because we're beings, we're energetic beings.
Yeah.
But this reality doesn't function like that, so it's actually a huge change in this world, in this reality, and that's the beauty of it. And that's what I get when I talk to you right now. I mean, we haven't really talked. Sometimes we did messenger. I know years ago we were talking about setting up something about beauty and that everybody was beautiful, but that's like 5 years ago or something. And then I chickened out, of course, because I was so judgmental, haha, of myself. But it is, Andrea, and I really wanted you to know that I totally adore you. I totally love
Oh, thank you.
um, looking at not just your pictures, but what you're choosing, what you're being, what you're doing, and what that changes in the world. So I am truly grateful that you are here in this reality, being the being that you are being.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Anita. Thank you so, so, so much.
you're so
I make
welcome.
myself wrong so often still
Yeah, as
about,
we do.
as we do, about, only photographers choosing my classes and not,
Oh,
you know, more access people, because I mean, my photography classes are actually access classes.
yeah, actually, they are.
That's what they are.
Yeah,
And I make myself wrong for not having many participants in my classes
yeah,
unless they are purely technique, which I decided not to do anymore because they're just not enough for me. I do technical classes if I can actually talk energy we're using the tools, photographic tools, but
Yeah.
to my advantage. You know, oh, I have another little being here coming to say hi.
Oh,
Very fun.
hello. Oh, what a cutie pie.
He is. He's such a gift.
Yeah.
And so, I make myself wrong for my classes being small, because the photographers don't really, they get a little bit of what I'm talking about. So there's that little core group of, followers that are always in my classes, and they keep
Yeah.
asking questions, and it's great. And it's like, what will it take for more to actually see this? They see a tiny piece, and it's also a thing of like, okay, so I'm willing to offer this much, but if they want us
Yeah.
to hear this much,
Yeah.
okay, fine, then I'll deliver that.
Yeah. Yeah, but that depends also on the classes. And I totally get you when you say like I still tend to make myself wrong. We all, I mean, we are such humanoids who are trying to still fit in this reality, being human, trying to be
Yeah,
human. Even if we know we are fooling ourselves, but
yeah,
that's the yeah, but that's the simultaneously being all as well, where
exactly,
you know that you are making yourself wrong. That's not a wrongness. You
exactly.
just see it, and then you can just be with it, and then you can change the energy,
Yeah.
because small classes have nothing to do with the magical being that you be.
No, not at all. Not at all. I
No.
had a conversation with the organizers of this Spanish class that I did last week, and it's actually part of a four-part series. So that was the second part. And I'm doing all these classes in Spanish, and I don't actually speak Spanish. I just make it up. So
Just make it up.
I just make it
Pick
up.
it. Yeah, pick it out of the energy, out of the air.
Yeah, and the organizers, we had this conversation a few weeks, and they said, well, there's not enough people registering. And I said, okay, hold on a second. What is not enough for you? Because
Right.
for me, if there was one person, and that one person actually got a tenth or a hundredth of what I'm actually willing to gift to this person to create greater and more, for
Yeah.
me, that's a success.
Yeah.
That's enough. That's fine.
Yeah.
And what else is possible?
Totally. Yeah, keep being
So
the invitation. Like
yeah,
not making it limit you, because if we start to believe those limited beliefs of others, like hosts,
yeah,
of ourselves, of the
yeah,
world, we start limiting ourselves as well. As long
yeah,
as we see that we are a contribution, which we are always actually,
yes,
just by
yeah,
being ourselves,
exactly.
that's where we create more magic for the entire, oh, that's my son, for the entire
Excellent.
world. That's a cutie too.
Yay.
So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's really
yeah,
beautiful, Andrea. I really love talking to you about this, and let's keep it short and sweet. We are talking for 30 minutes now. I am
wow.
truly grateful. I really wanted you to know that I am grateful for you being in this world and for you being the inspiration just by being you. Keep on going, never stop, never quit,
Thank you, Anita. And I'm truly grateful for you, extremely grateful for you. And thank you for all these acknowledgements. And thank you for this amazing invitation.
Yeah,
And these conversations are amazing. I've been watching a few of the ones that you did before, and really amazing. So thank you for the gift of this as
thank
well.
you. Well,
Yeah.
thank you
Thank
for
you
that.
so much. Thank you so
I
much.
am truly grateful. Yeah, thanks. So, everybody who was watching today, go and look up Andrea. He is actually pretty magical. I am not just saying it because he's here on my video call, what you call it, show. But he is. Just look him up, look for his energy. And if it's light for you, go, go, go. Never quit, never stop, never give up. And see you all next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Thank you, Anita. Bye.